Dear children, today I'm going to start a series for Python programming. In this series, I will teach you from basic to advanced. Even further, I will guide you how to create your own artificial intelligence models, how to train these models, and how to implement what is generative AI and other things. So children, first of all, see what is Python. So Python is a popular programming language, and it was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. Basically, it is developed for web development, basically which is server side, software development, mathematics, system scripting. What Python can do? Python can be used on a server to create web applications. Python can be used alongside software to create workflows. Python can connect to database systems, and it can also read and modify files. Python can be used to handle big data and perform complex mathematics. Python can be used for rapid prototyping or for production ready software development. So children, if we are talking about Python, but before Python there were so many languages, but now the question is, why Python? So Python works on different platform: Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, etc. And Python has a similar syntax similar to English language, and Python has syntax that allows developers to write programs with fewer lines than some other programming languages. Python runs on an interpreter system, meaning that code can be executed as soon as it is written, and this means that prototyping can be very quick. So Python can be treated in a procedural way, an object-oriented way, or a functional way. So let us start just by making a small code snippets in Python. So children, there are so many ideas, but I would like to tell you a better way of running Python codes using Jupyter Notebook, which is supported by Google. So first of all, you can see that this web browser, and here I am just typing Google Colab. Children, it is a collaboratory which is provided by the Google itself. So the very first link I'm opening, and here you can see that I'm just going to open a new Python notebook. Just wait. Yes, here it is basic Python. Now children, what I would like to tell you, the simple thing. You can see that this is the very first cell of this notebook. Children, remember the extension for this notebook is IPYNB, and where the place where cursor is blinking is the very first cell. If I want to display my name here, so within this print function, just like here it is, suppose this is what I have entered, my name. Now the question is how to execute this cell. This cell can be executed just by pressing shift and enter. Now you can see that a little animation is going around that cell, and here you can see that this has been displayed. Now the question is, children, here one of the most important thing I would like to tell you, this tab runtime, here you can change the runtime. Here you can see that I'm using Python 3. I can use R also with using Google Colab and Google Colab, and hardware accelerator it is showing, which is CPU, T4, GPU and TPU V2. So I can change the hardware accelerator. So as if now, since I have to write simple codes, I don't want to change. If you want to change, you can change it. You can change it. So every time it is going to use the GPU using this Google Colab server. So children, just save it, and here press shift and enter. You can see that the output has come on the screen. So children, suppose I want to display few more things, like suppose here it is again my name, my address, (1/175) Viratkhand, Gomti Nagar, Lucknow, and here this is my mobile number. So children, now you can see that if I enter shift and enter, you can see that this information is displayed on the screen. So children, here one thing for you is that the same mobile number I'm using with the same mobile number I have my WhatsApp. So children, if you want any thing which if you want to learn anything on any topic in Python, you can put a simple request to me that, sir, I would like to please kindly make a video on this topic. So I will love to make a video for the same. Okay, so now children, can you please anybody please I hope everybody knows what is the purpose of programming languages. The purpose of programming languages is to process raw data and to generate meaningful results. Now the question is where the data is stored. So dear children, the data is always stored in variables. So here, if I would like to just straight away explain what are Python variables. So variables are the containers for storing data values, or we can say that a variable is nothing but a named memory location which can store a value of particular data type. Now the next question is, what is a data type? So data types are means to identify the type of data and associated operations of handling it. So now see, How to create variables in Python? Python has no command for declaring a variable. A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. Here you can see x is equals to 5, y is equals to John, print x, print y. Children, see how some variables we can create here. Suppose I have taken a name first is equals to 10. So a variable has been created with the first, a variable is created of int type, and here I am writing, suppose it is 20.0, and third is Arun, and fourth is true. Now the question is how you can tell somebody, or how you can even tell yourself that first, what is the type of first. So children, whenever you would like to know the type of any variable, here there is a function type, and you need to just write simple here. You to type within the parameter of this function, you need to write the name of that variable. If you run this code, you will see the type of first variable is int. If you want to know the type of the second variable, here you can see, and the type of second, third and fourth variable, shift enter, you will see the type of first variable here. If I want to know the type of every variable here, I need not to write use print function. So just a minute, here it is print, this is print this one, and here print this one. If you run this, you can see class int. So the type of first variable is int, the type of second variable is float, the type of third variable is str, and the type of fourth variable is boolean. So children, here the meaning of type is just a data type, and basically the data type gives us the type of data. Here you can see, if I have taken a is equals to 20, the type of data 20 is a integer literal, and if we write 20.0, it is a floating literal. So B will automatically get the type float. If anything we are storing within double quotes, the type will become string. If anything we have got like suppose status is equals to false, automatically the type will become boolean. So children, in Python we need not to define the variable type. It is done automatically by the language compiler. Now children, here suppose we want to just input any value and get its type. Suppose here we have value, and here I am just writing this input statement, enter a value, and now you can see I would like to print the value, and then I would like to print its type. So what is this input? Children, here this input is a function, and within the parameter you can pass your own message, enter a value. This function cannot be, it can be without any parameter also. If you run this, cursor is blinking there. If you have typed 12 here, you can see that the type of this variable is str. By default it is str by default. It is by default str. whatever you type, this input function is just to take input via keyboard. So whatever you type via keyboard is by default string type. If you want to convert, yes, but suppose you want to calculate the sum of two numbers, then what you will do? So here in that case, suppose here it is the first variable, and for converting any string to integer, you have an int function, and within this int function you need to call input function. You need to call this input function, and here, just a minute, here whatever you will type will get converted to, just a minute, here if I am writing print type first, you will see the type of the first variable, whatever type the type of the first variable will be integer. In a similar way, if you print type second, the type of the second variable will be integer. The sum is, here you can see, if you want to print the sum of these two values, you will see that it is asking me to input a number. Suppose I have entered 45, and here you can see that the type of the very first variable is int. It is showing class int. This type of the second variable is also int because I have used int function, and now you can see that the sum is 112. If you don't use int function, what is the purpose of int function is here? The purpose of int function is to just to convert a string to integer. But suppose you are writing directly, you are using input, suppose enter first number, and here enter second number, and if you want to write the sum is this, now see what happens. The first number is 12, the second number is suppose 45, addition will not happen, but the two strings, because by default whatever you input will be a string, so first will be a string, second will be a string, and then you will see both of things will get concatenated together, and here the answer is 1245. I hope you people have understood. Now suppose I would like to calculate simple interest. What do you want to do for the same? For simple interest, children, here I have taken a variable p, and here I just want to convert a string to float, that's why I have taken this. Now enter principal, enter time, enter rate. These are the three input statements, and there SI is equals to PRT by 100, and you can see the simple interest is on the screen. Now if you run this code, here suppose it is 1000, here suppose the rate is 10, and here suppose it is 4. You will see that simple interest is 400. This is how you can take simple user inputs using Python. So what you have learned today? You have learned today about the variables in Python. You have learned what is the input function, what it does. It takes input via keyboard as a string only. What is this? What it does? This int function converts a string to int so that we can do calculations. In a similar way, this float input, what it does, this float converts a string to float so that we can do calculations. So this is the first video, children, and this series definitely is going to be interesting. In the next video, I will be telling you something more about input, and there is a special function eval I will be explaining. So you will love to see the way where you need not to typecast the value from string to int or string to float, but automatically it will convert into int or float according to the passed value. So children, this is enough for today. Thanks for watching. Thank you.